So you're thinking of selling. Well, I've identified 24 common and costly mistakes that most overseas buyers fall prey to. Now, you may not fall prey to all 24, of course, but I've seen from my 30 plus years in the real estate business overseas, sellers in Australia generally make at least 4 or 5 of these mistakes. And imagine if each of those 24 mistakes cost you $1,000 each. Well, there's 24,000. But in reality, many of those mistakes cost anything from a few hundred up to tens of thousands. And the mistake I'm going to cover today is one of the big ones. It's my costly error number 2, but they're not in any particular order. And it's called selecting the agent with the lowest commission. Now, this is a very common error, especially amongst Asian owners overseas, because they love to negotiate and they're very good at negotiating and they're very keen to get a bargain or a reduction in price. And there is a saying in real estate that good is rarely cheap and cheap is rarely good. And it particularly applies to when you come to sell your Australian property, if you're living overseas particularly. So how does it work? Well, agents' selling commissions are completely negotiable. However, many agents use the drop in commission to try and grab the listing from the seller. And they often combine that with quoting the highest price as well. It's a deadly combination for sellers because you get a very high price for your property quoted, and then you get a drop in commission. So you've got this combination of high price, low commission. It's very, very compelling for people to sign up for that kind of a deal. But is that the best deal? It may not be. And it could be one that really could cost you tens of thousands. You see, the best agents in Australia know what they're worth. They don't negotiate their fees. And they're usually slightly higher because they know what they bring to the table. They know they can get you an extra $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. Obviously, it depends on the price of your property, on how much extra they can possibly get. And at worst, they extract the absolute best value for your property. My thought has always been that if you're able to negotiate your agent who's going to be representing you to sell what will be a big chunk of money, no matter how wealthy you are, it's going to be a big chunk of money. If you're able to negotiate them down in price, in their commission, are they really going to stand up for you and your property and your price against a buyer, particularly if they come up against a professional buyer's agent, for example, representing a buyer who is an expert negotiator? Are they not just going to give up? They gave up on their own commission. They didn't think they were worth the higher commission. Does that mean you go for the agent that charges an outlandish commission of 3 or 4 or 5%? Of course not. What it means is you evaluate the agent's expertise, their professionalism, and I'm happy to help. One of my services is I won't be the one selling your property, but I will be on your side helping you to identify the 24 common errors. And if you'd like a copy of the ebook with all 24 errors outlined in detail, the link will be down below the video. So don't fall for choosing your selling agent just based on commission. For whatever reasons you choose your selling agent, and there's a lot of reasons: track record, professionalism, fees are one part of it, marketing, local knowledge is another part. You've got to be able to get on well with them as well, because at the end of the day, they're representing you. They're going to be the ones bringing you offers. They're going to be the ones convincing you to take that offer or not to take that offer. So you want to have a good relationship with your selling agent. And again, one of my services is to help find those best agents for you. In another video, I talk about a combination of choosing the lowest commission agent who quotes the highest price, who also happens to be your property manager. So have a look at the video about choosing your property manager as your selling agent before you do anything else and make any other decisions. So bottom line, cheap is rarely good, good is rarely cheap. Choosing the agent with the lowest commission can cost you tens of thousands of dollars, potentially in lost profits when you come to sell your property. Could also cost you a lot of time too. You know, your property could sit on the market. You know, another way to look at it is with a very low commission, How motivated is your selling agent going to be to get your property sold compared to the other 20 or 30 or 50 properties they have on their books? Maybe they're getting a higher commission from the other sellers, but you've negotiated a low commission. You could feel quite proud of yourself, and I've had many clients boast to me that they've managed to negotiate a selling agent down in commission and feel pretty good about that because they think they've saved, they've got the commission down to 1.75% instead of 2.25%, for example. They've saved, between 1/4 and 0.5% in the commission, and they feel pretty good about that. But, I think that's probably misguided thinking. I think it's a mistake. I have a strategy which I cover in another video of what I think the best strategy to approach your agent on is, and it can be starting with a lower commission initially if they don't get their price. I explained this more in another video, but also giving them some incentive to get you a higher price. I think that's the best combination, not just the saving yourself 0.5% on the agent's commission. You need them to be motivated. Agents are hungry. They live for commissions. So don't cut them off at the knees by dropping the commission. As I say, if you'd like all 24 of those tips, it's down below in the link. You can download that and get all 24 of my selling tips, written especially and designed especially for all overseas owners of Australian property.